everyone, it's me Eliza again. I'd like to share with you my little tricks and tips that I did because I don't know, it's really important to me that I would like to share this with you. Why I didn't have a lot of nausea. I don't feel like I didn't feel having the metallic taste during the treatments. So stick around and I'll let you know the tricks and the tips that I did. Okay, the first thing that I want to share with you is on your first day of treatment, always have something with you. It doesn't matter if it's a 4-hour, 5-hour, how many hours you're gonna be in the hospital. But mine, before I stayed in the hospital for 6 to 7 hours per day for the first 4 months. So what I did some research, a lot of research before I went for my chemos. I always bring a lunch bag with me, but not a heavy lunch, not like those, or not even like a sandwich, something to nibble during those times that you're weak and you don't really feel like eating, but at least there's something that you're munching. I always bring almonds, always bring mixed nuts, slices of fruits like apples, oranges, grapes, something like those. And then I always fill up my thermos with a coffee and one with a tea and a bottle of water. Although I knew that I'm gonna be sleeping most of the time, and I did. Most of the time I would be chatting with the nurse when they're gonna start prepping your port and put on your meds. But the moment that it kicks in, you're out like a light. Nothing you do remember. All I remember when I was doing my first 4 months with like those type of treatments, the intensive one, I would pass out. I would sleep and then wake up, different people around me, and then I would go fall asleep again, and then different people around me again. And I don't even tend to eat what I brought with me. All I wanted, I remember, is having a coffee, having something to drink. But sometimes I'll pick 1 or 2 kind of fruits, but that's about it. And then when I go home, I know what I wanted, because I feel like I'm craving all the time. Anything that I can think of, I will get it and I have to eat it. So either we go stop by and go get the food that I like and eat. I was a patient. Most of the people that I've seen the whole 1 year and 3 months at Royal Columbian Hospital, because every time I see them, they were weak, they were sad. Well, of course, there's sadness, okay? And they're losing weight. Me, on the other hand, I was gaining weight from 50 kg to went fly to 57.7 or 58.7, and I wasn't impressed, but it helped me went through this journey. And my oncologist was so happy that I was gaining weight instead of losing weight, because if you're losing weight, you might not be able to continue your treatment. And my treatment was so long, it was really long, and on top of that, I still have to do my radiation. When you go home, try to gargle your mouth with warm water, salt, and baking soda. That's the thing that I always do in the morning, afternoon, and before bedtime. And the research that I did, it helped me a lot. And then instead of using your regular utensils at home, don't try to buy a plastic forks and knives and spoons so you won't waste your money. Just buy a wooden spoon if you would like a wooden spoon or a wooden fork. You can buy that anywhere else in Asian stores like Miniso, like Japanese store. They do have those types, so those help me a lot. And then every time I go with my chemo as well, and when they start to rinse your port first before they put in your treatment, you could taste the medicine too. I didn't taste it weird or something, because what I normally do before the nurse will come and clean the area where you have your port or something, I always put on I always have a candy in me. So I would have a candy. It's either honey ginger candy, anything that would help me not to taste that. And it was funny when one of the nurse Lori said to me, it was great that I was doing that because it would help me a lot. Some patients as well, that they always say that to them. And when that day that she was doing my port and noticed me that I wasn't tasting anything, I said maybe because I have a candy. That day forth, I discovered that you need to have a candy before they start cleaning your port or something. It helps me a lot. And mostly in the morning or sometimes at night, I normally go outside in our backyard and do an inhale exhale exercise. The idea is, for the inhale process, you have to do it a little bit longer, holding your breath a little bit longer than exhaling it. After your chemo and you go home, I normally have a bucket beside me as well. Even though I don't feel like I'm gonna puke or don't feel nausea, I always prefer to have a bucket beside me just in case, because I don't want my kids around me on the first 3 days after my treatments. I don't want kissing, I don't like hugs. It's just because of the treatment, the medicine that I have been taking, and I don't want them using my I don't like anyone using the washroom that I use for the first 3 days. Just precautions. It's better that you're careful to yourself and people that is around you as well. When it comes to food, I love buying the bones with bone marrow. I always go and buy those one and make a broth for myself, and then put a bunch of vegetables, whatever you want. That helped me a lot. So a lot of fish. My siblings always bring me food all those times, and whenever I feel like having this or that, they will bring me some of those dishes that I like or I was craving with. Since I had the cancer, I never really had or eat any chicken or turkey. The whole 1 year and 3 months, just lately that I start having or eating chicken, I prefer not to eat it. On the research that I have read, cancer is part of a hormonal imbalance, right? So I never really eat any of chicken because they inject hormones to them. Only free range eggs, that's all that I had. And I think the first time that we had chicken or turkey, I don't remember, it was just recently. I tried to avoid all of those. I'd rather to eat and have vegetables and fish, although you need them, but I'm trying to not eliminate, but try to eat it moderately. Even the snacks, I barely eat snacks. I don't really drink pop. I just want pop sometimes if I feel like having rum and coke. It's funny, but it is true. I like drinking my hot water with lemon and cayenne and a splash of apple cider in the morning, and I still do that one all the time as well, even now. And milk with turmeric and a little bit of black pepper. So those are the little things that I have been doing through those times that I have been in treatment. Only the pills that I have been taking that is required for 5 years. So yeah, let me know and share with me what you've been doing that you can share with me as well. So when I see my friends or two of the patients that I have been close with at Royal Columbian, because even now we still keep in touch, I could share with them, and if they have friends as well, they can share it with them as well. That's the beauty of it. Let's inspire everyone to do something. Maybe it did work with me and it will not work with you, but the things that work with you might work with them, and that would be great for everybody. So thank you very much.